This time, on the incredible Dr. Pol,
Hi, little sweet.
pups in peril,
She just went into a grand mal seizure.
dire diagnoses,
It's cancer eye.
an all-out rescue mission
That's enough.
guaranteed to ruffle some feathers.
This is not the first wild demon you ever catch. Holy cow.
He's a world-famous vet with thousands of patients and a team that lives for animals. He's the incredible Dr. Pol. Doc's first client of the day
It's okay, bud.
also goes by Doc.
His name is Doc.
Just chill out.
He's got to be about 6 or 7, and he means a lot to me.
Hello, Jim. Jim and Julie are bringing the horse in
Good boy.
because they think the horse has trouble eating.
But I got a video of what it does. It's crazy if you want to see it.
Yeah.
He's chewing his food up, and he's spitting it back out.
Okay. So, bring him out.
Good boy. Ooh, easy, 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 easy. He's so skinny, I got to constantly be out there checking on him to make sure, you know, that he's getting something in his stomach.
Oh, heck. He is close to 20.
20 years old?
Close to 20. Teeth don't lie. This horse is a lot older than 7. Ah, he's got a very sore tooth.
Come on. Good boy.
Yeah,
Good
see
boy.
what I mean?
Horses graze up to 18 hours a day.
It's okay, Doc.
Oh, sweetheart.
It's okay, Doc.
All that chewing wears at the teeth, leaving sharp edges.
When the points get too long on those teeth, the horse can then bite his own cheek or his tongue. Okay, head up. And he thinks that there's something in the food, so he spits that whole cut out. Holy cow. And when they have it bad, you can see these chewed up cuts all over the place. See that? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do, try to float them and see how many years we can give them.
Horses' teeth grow their entire lives. Floating helps keep things in check, like filing your nails.
Oh, man, that's bad. You have to file those points off. Some of them are easy to do, other ones are not so easy to do.
It sounds gnarly, but after all that chomping, this old boy's teeth are tough.
Hang on, I gotta get a breath.
You gotta catch his breath. Yeah.
I don't know how people can do this all day long.
I don't
They have
know.
more muscle than I have. You get the points off, the horse instantly feels better and eats better. The bottom sounds good. Hear that? Nice and smooth. Okay, let me have a look again. See that?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, those are good.
Look a lot better now.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. I got a feeling it's gonna work for him. Oh, they were bad.
But they're looking good.
Oh, I'm hoping things go back to normal and he starts chewing his food and swallowing it properly instead, just spitting it back out. So I can only pray. That's all I can do from here on out.
Karen is new to raising sheep and has a new lamb that's off to a rocky start.
I'm worried. I don't have any idea what to do with lambs. I'm just told that they're very fragile and they need a lot of attention.
Bring your lamb on back. Karen's coming in with a lamb that was born a day ago, and it's weak, and it's not wanting to stand up. Does she move her legs at all? No, even offering to move. Basically a floppy or flaccid lamb. Their muscles just aren't contracting. They're not very strong. They're not able to support themselves.
The lamb's weakened state could signal many things.
The first things I think about is they didn't get colostrum or vitamin E, so that would be a reason they were a little bit weak when they were born. Does she suckle at all?
At first, she wouldn't take much.
A lack of antibodies found in the first mother's milk
Any signs that there was infection?
has compromised the lamb's immune system.
Any baby animal I feel for. I don't like to see one hit the ground and not thrive immediately. Ew.
That?
Dr. Emily spots another potential cause.
I'll see how nice and white that one is. Looks like she had some trauma. One of the eyes has a little bit of evidence of trauma. It's got like a pinkish hemorrhagic look to it. I'm thinking maybe the head was maybe just a tad big for the pelvis and they had to do some squeezing, or there was extra blood pressure built up as the lamb was being squeezed out and it burst the blood vessel. I'm gonna give her kind of our bag treatment for weak babies. So what I'm gonna do for this lamb, because it had traumatic injuries, I'm gonna give it some steroids for brain swelling. It'll take some of that down. some selenium supplementation and just see if that helps it come around. Woo! She's not taking milk very well. At least gets some sort of like corn syrup in her, just to give her the energy. Okay, so I'll send you home with some drugs and keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Prognosis for this lamb is very guarded. I'm hoping it'll pull through, but I'm not optimistic.
Going to give it the medicine and keep on feeding it every couple hours, yeah.
Well, she can come on out.
Like every animal on my farm to be healthy. Yeah.
The medicine should bring down the lamb's brain swelling and boost her immune system.
Come on.
It'll take several days to see if the treatment works.
Pol Veterinary Services, this is Diane.
Diane got a call. There was a gentleman that had a whole bunch of birds, including 2 emus. And he died.
Hey, Charles.
Yes.
So when she said, do you know anybody that wants a couple emus? Charles jumped at this opportunity to get more emus.
We used to have a number of emus when I was growing up. Emus have really unique personalities, and they're really pretty.
They're funny birds. They can't fly, of course. They can run as fast as anybody. The ones we had before were very friendly. We always enjoyed them.
Ooh, don't you yell at me, crabby cat.
This cranky cat lives up to his namesake.
Misty is bringing her cat in. His name is Frisky, and I think he was too frisky because he got in a fight with something else. He has a very injured paw.
His ears tore up and his paws all tore up and leaking stuff. I was afraid they might have to take it off. Good morning.
My, he's a big guy.
Yeah. He's not a happy camper. He'll probably growl at you.
Oh, that's okay. It's a cat. Oh, he got bit.
When you see a paw that is mangled like this, it's a bite wound from another tomcat that's bigger than what he is.
He's been scheduled to get fixed, but he keeps taking off.
The reason is he still is a tomcat too, and that's probably one of the problems.
Oh my gosh, gosh, you're a tough guy.
Frisky is one ferocious feline.
I have to give him an anesthetic. Gotcha. Ha. It's time to change his manners.
Cat fights are intense. A single bite can inflict serious damage.
The teeth of these cats are so thin and sharp that they actually make a hole in the skin, carry the bacteria underneath the skin, and then later on it turns to an abscess.
Okay, I think we got all the goop out.
This is not even an abscess. It didn't get that far. What he needs is an attitude change and a fixer-upper.
Frisky may be losing a part of his manhood, but his paw will be just fine.
He's keeping his foot.
Everything is done at the same time. Castration first, and then you go to the dirty wound, clean that up, and usually in a couple of weeks, everything is healed up, and he's walking normal again.
Ready to go home?
A cat has 9 lives, so, you know, he maybe used one of them.
Marilyn, an EMT, is responding to an emergency of her own. Probie, her new pup, has fallen ill.
She's a 6-7-week-old puppy that we got yesterday. The shelter we got her from said one of her litter mates had tested positive for parvo. They're testing that stool right now.
Parvo is a viral infection. They can get it from the environment. They can get it from other dogs that are carrying it. It's very easily transmitted. It's very contagious.
They're telling me it's isolation, hospitalization to start out with. So my husband's on his way. We're gonna decide what we're gonna do after we find out the test.
So it looks like the test is already positive. Parvo can be deadly. It can be deadly quite quickly.
All right, he just pulled in, so.
Yeah, keep it right on this table. The thing that parvo puppies mostly die from is the dehydration from the diarrhea.
We're already infected.
Basically, their intestines are leaking fluids.
Marilyn and her husband, Dan, also an EMT, have a difficult decision.
She may have to go into isolation.
Return their new pup to the shelter or begin immediate treatment.
It's up to you.
I think so, too. That way, if something, you guys can watch better.
Yeah.
We'll do what we can to make them better. I loved her the first day we brought her home.
And we got to fight with antibiotics.
Left untreated, parvo has an 80% mortality rate.
So the earlier you catch it, the more proactive you can be and the more likely they are to survive. The first steps we take are to put in an IV, start rehydration. All right, it's in. That was the worst part, I promise. In about 24 hours, we'll start them on an antibiotic. This puppy and all parvo puppies go in isolation because it is extremely contagious. It depends on when you catch it as to how long it'll take to recover.
The next several hours will determine how advanced the disease is and Probie's odds of surviving.
So it looks like the test is already positive.
Yesterday, Dan and Marilyn's puppy was diagnosed with the deadly parvovirus.
The thing that parvo puppies mostly die from is the dehydration from the diarrhea. Basically, their intestines are leaking fluids.
The pup was treated and put into isolation to prevent the virus from spreading. At the crack of dawn, Dr. Emily returns to check on the pup's progress.
Probie has not been a fan of being here since she arrived. She's torn up her cage, she's torn up her IV lines.
Get back. Oh my goodness, you're gonna fall out of your cage.
To me, when she was tearing stuff up, it sounded like she was doing well, and she could probably go home and finish recovering at home.
You're okay. You're gonna survive.
There's no point in keeping her at the hospital when she's going this crazy. Hi, this is Dr. Emily at Pol Vet calling about Probie. She is full of energy. So I think she should be able to go home today if you just keep an eye on her. She'll still have to keep an eye on her at home, but I think she'll do better at home than here. Here's little Probie.
I was glad to see her.
Hi, baby.
She was a little bit more peppy. She was moving around a lot more. She didn't look as sick as she did.
Y'all call me if you have any problems, okay?
All right, thank you.
Both Marilyn and Dan are EMTs. They'll be on 24-hour alert until the parvo passes and keep Probie isolated so the virus can be contained. When it comes to the spread of disease, herd and flock animals are fertile ground for contagion.
I have 9 chickens at home, a small flock. A couple of them were gurgling instead of bucking. I know that's a serious thing, so I thought I should come and see Doc Pol as soon as possible in case it's contagious, because then we would lose the whole flock.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine. What you
Good.
got? A coughing chicken?
I got gurgling chickens.
You know, as a veterinarian, I think you should be able to handle every animal. If chickens is, part of the sick animals that you have to see, then do it.
Let me see. This is upper respiratory problem with it.
There's actually snot coming out of the nose, just like with people. So yes, this is an upper respiratory disease.
What is this?
It's something that I bought for respiratory problems.
She was using something that she bought over the counter, and that was not good enough.
This is just an expectorant. In other words, it loosens things up.
Okay.
Expectorant was basically relieving the symptoms but not taking the cause away, and these animals need antibiotics.
How many of these chickens do you have?
I have 9 chickens.
And you have them on what kind of bedding?
Straw, but the last straw that was put in there was moldy.
Okay, get rid of it. That will help a little bit, but they actually should have antibiotic. Can you separate them or not?
Yeah.
In order not to spread the disease to others, separate these two until they get better, so they do not infect all the others.
The health of the flock remains at risk until Sassy and Ethel are cured.
Okay.
FSC 1 time per day.
I hope that Sassy and Ethel will respond to the antibiotic and that they are better in about a week or so.
When it comes to true love, there is nothing better than a little animal attraction.
She showed up to our house one day. She was a puppy. We don't know where she came from. My husband was in the garage, and we looked for her owner, couldn't find him. We had her for like 2 weeks, and I just decided, nope, we have to keep her because I'm not sending her anywhere else. She's the best dog.
Couldn't ask for a better dog.
Melissa and Ebert have an older Labrador called Kelly that has a lump on the side, and it seems like it starts to bother her.
And it was leaking fluid, so we brought her in to see him because it just looked really bad.
Hi, little sweet. Melissa says that this lump has been growing in size just recently. What's happening? This thing? Oh, that hurt a little bit, huh? When I touch it on Kelly, Kelly whines like it's sore. See how big it is when you look at it? Yeah.
It started to heal, but then it just kept breaking open and getting all swollen and pussy and nasty.
Oh, man, that hurts.
Good girl. Overnight,
There's something in there that, I don't know what, and then every so often that festers up. And
He says he thinks there's a foreign body in there.
maybe she ran through the woods and a stick poked in there, and who knows what. But let's find out. Let's take this off because this is not just a little fatty tumor. This is probably something that should and could be removed.
The lump may be cancerous. It needs to be removed and tested.
It's a simple procedure to make sure that everything comes out and just suture it. It's very easy and fast to do.
The hardest part of this procedure will be waiting for the results from the biopsy.
I'll be looking at the clock all day long until I can call and check on her and come and get her. I don't want her to be really sick, so I'm hoping that that's not the case.
Charles is prepping a roost for the Pol's newest additions.
There was a gentleman down in Detroit who had a bird sanctuary, and he passed away, and his children didn't know what to do with the birds, so we're gonna take them in. Two of the birds that they have for us to rescue are emus.
We've had emus before. We've always liked them. The problem before was that they seemed to get out of the fence.
Put them in that deep, that's all you need. Perfect.
Before the emus arrive,
put a post in between.
Doc, Pol, and Charles need to set up some clear boundaries.
They panic easily, so something can set them off. Their natural instinct is to run. They'll be a half-mile away before they stop.
And this is good, they're not going through this.
They're not gonna push underneath it, are they?
No, they're not ducks.
Not one to sit on the fence, Doc Pol hits the road.
We have all these Amish clients, and they all have horses. They either are road horses, where they pull buggies, they plow with horses, they harvest with horses. And yes, for them, a horse is a necessity.
When something goes wrong, they call on Doc to make it right.
How's it going today, Doc?
I'm fine. Okay, what we got?
He has got problem with the eye.
Something troubling has appeared on this guy's eye.
He says it's one of our best horses. Yeah, see that? That's the growth. Of course, it's always the best horse. It's cancer eye.
A debilitating condition.
When you let that cancer grow, it can't see anymore, it hurts, and most of the time you have to put him down at that time.
You just feel for the guy. You don't want him to lose their best horse.
Deep in Amish country, Doc hopes to prevent a horse from going blind.
He says it's one of our best horses. Of course, it's always the best horse. Yeah, see that? It's cancer eye, yes. If you don't do anything, it can't see anymore, it hurts, and most of the time you have to put him down at that time.
So what causes that?
If I knew that, I'd be a millionaire, because then I could prevent it.
What are the chances you can get it all?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I've done many of them. Actually, it's not the eyeball. See right in there?
It's not on the eyeball yet.
No. This one is still in the very beginning. It is just in the third eyelid only.
And it's still at the point where you can do that and save the eye?
I think so.
You think so? It's
Right now.
worth a try, isn't it?
If you don't try, you never win.
Yeah.
Lead rope, bring them out here. We'll start knocking them down.
To prevent certain blindness, the cancerous growth must be removed from the third eyelid.
Most animals have 3 eyelids, an upper, lower, and one that comes from the inside corner going to the outside. If there's any danger like dust or something coming, that third eyelid catches it. Yeah, take a look here, how beautiful this is yet. Look at this. See this here?
My dad said that this was beautiful in the sense that there wasn't a lot of growth. It was pretty isolated to one specific contact point.
As Doc suspected, cancer hasn't spread beyond the third eyelid.
The third eyelid is removable, so it's easy to take the cancer off and basically still keep the third eyelid intact.
Beautiful, look at this. Got the whole thing. That looks better now. Yep, that's what I wanted, man. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
The way I got this out, because you're so early, it probably dies of old age before it bothers her again. That's the way it sounds to me. This gentleman called very early. It came out so clean. I wish everybody would call in time like that.
Thanks to some quick action,
Okay? Thank you.
this horse should have a long, productive life.
The prognosis for this horse is very good.
We have a puppy coming in. She was here earlier for parvo treatment, and she was getting better. But now this morning they called and said it sounds like she's either choking or having a seizure.
She flopped right over and just went into a grand mal seizure.
Weird. There's a couple of things that could cause seizure. Woo!
Want
She
her
looks
to-
weak. Could be just dehydration and the electrolytes being off balance. Could be an infection that's reached the brain. There's a bunch of different things that could be going on. I think she can see.
Testing Probie's sensory and motor skills
She's avoiding things.
will indicate if she suffered any permanent brain damage.
She's just acting really weak.
Okay, my goodness, I will pick you up.
Neurologically, Probie checks out just fine.
Well, I would say keep an eye on her
Okay.
now. We don't want to start them on anti-seizure medication unless they're confirmed.
Right.
I didn't put Probie on seizure medication because I don't believe that Probie has epilepsy. I think she has seizures relating to her disease process.
At least the diarrhea stopped, and she hasn't thrown up since Thursday night.
Probie not vomiting and not having diarrhea are definitely good signs. She's at least retaining her hydration levels at this point. We just kind of have to get her feeling better and eating again.
Keeping Probie well hydrated and medicated should help prevent further disease-related seizures.
Okay, well, let's see how she does. Hopefully she does not have any more problems.
Yes. Yes.
Both of Probie's owners are EMTs, so she'll be in good hands throughout the recovery process.
Parvo can last normally around 5 to 10 days. It depends on when you catch it as to how long it'll take to recover.
Yesterday, Callie had a potentially cancerous growth removed from her side. A tissue sample was sent out to be tested to determine if it was cancer.
I don't want her to be really sick, so I'm hoping that that's not the case.
The moment of truth has arrived.
Dr. Pol told me that there was nothing in there that looked bad. Everything looked good, and he was able to get everything out of there.
Callie is no longer in pain. And there is no sign of cancer.
Dogs are actually part of the family, so when their owners then come back, they usually are very exuberant. And in a case like this, it definitely shows. You know, labs are lovable animals.
By mid-morning, the Pols are ready to motor to Detroit and begin their mission of mercy.
Jan, Charles, and I are going to go down to the city, and we're going to pick up some birds as a rescue.
Are you driving?
I guess.
Beautiful.
It's going to be at least a 2.5 to 3 hour trip to go down one way. We will have to load the birds up and then bring them back. Should be quite interesting getting them home.
That was definitely not the best day to go get the birds. It was a torrential downpour.
It turns out to be a rainy day, like we've had so many this spring.
Undaunted by the downpour, the Pols head south for the day. While Doc's away, there's no time for the vets to play.
I had a Ulamb yesterday. I found her today in the uterus prolapse. This is the first time she's lambed, and I hope to use her again for 5 or 6 years.
This sheep has been through a lot. She prolapsed her uterus. It's been out for a while. She's been down.
Came down here and found her.
She's just a wreck. If she lives, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I'm not sure I would think we can get that far.
Dr. Brenda is on an emergency call to help a ewe in trouble.
They have got a sheep that's prolapsed.
Came down here and found her.
She's just a wreck. You know, this is a traumatic event for her, and a lot of times they just give up.
This is the first time she's lambed, and I hope to use her again for 5 or 6 years.
A country vet needs to make do with what's on hand.
What we're gonna try to do is put her back end up in the air to help give us some leverage. So I'm using a couple square bales of straw just to lift her hind end up. This tilts the pelvis so that I can work on it easier. Hold still, sheep. Plus, it just makes it at a more comfortable height for me to work at, because now I'm working at my waist instead of having to lay on the floor behind her and do something. All right, now I'll take your warm water. She's got some discoloration to this uterus. When you look at it, part of it's still got decent color on it, part of it does not, so. The uterus has got a real dark spot on it. I'm very concerned about the quality of the uterus. These are all kind of a crapshoot anyway.
Right. I'm just hoping she gets uterus back in, the ewe will be usable.
I've got it all inside the vagina, but it's not straight yet, so I have to work a little bit yet. So it's gone part way. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and just hope that some gravity and letting her move it around a little bit will get it back to where we want it to be. All I'm doing is just giving the uterus time to shrink down a little bit, trying to get it back so it's straightened out, right side out, inside the ewe. Okay, all right, we got everything straightened out. What are you going to do with her?
We're going to keep her and breed her again. She's just first-time lammer.
Okay. Warren would really love her to breed back again, get pregnant again, have more babies. I'm not sure I would think we can get that far.
A few stitches will keep everything secure during the healing process.
Now, Warren, this stitch should stay in about 3 or 4 days, and then you can take it out.
All right.
Everything is in its proper place, but there is still cause for concern.
Most sheep, when they lay down like this, they never get up.
They're good until they're not good, and when they're not good, they're bad.
Yep.
The adage for sheep are, a sick sheep is a dead sheep. I think they just get sick and their brain function says, die. Not even try to get better, just, I'm sick, I must die.
Surprisingly, she makes an immediate U-turn.
Come here, Mom, do you want some of this? She drinks some water, and I thought, wow, look what happened.
I don't think she's been up to have water since yesterday when she lambed.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is.
She did actually get herself up. She's standing up. I think that's a good sign. Acted like she wanted to live. I'm quite excited about that, but she's got a long ways to go before she's back to healthy. There's not much more I can do with her right now. It's all sort of out of our hands, other than Warren providing some food and some TLC for her. She's gonna live or die based on what she feels like. Hope the rest of your lambing goes uneventfully and twins, and everything's good from there. I'm not saying she's out of the woods yet. I'm saying we have a glimmer of hope, but it's a sheep.
Earlier this week,
this is upper respiratory problem with this. What is this?
Doc Pol treated 2 chickens for an upper respiratory infection.
I did what Doc Pol suggested, and in a matter of about 4 days, they were fine and back to their old selves.
And no longer in danger of contaminating the rest of the flock.
Come on, sweetie. They're healthy as can be, and no problems. She's beautiful, isn't she? Happy chickens are so much fun. Nice eggs. You get nice eggs out of them, and they sing for you. I'm feeling great. I'm happy. I have happy chickens.
Back up. Charles, back up the car.
After a 2.5-hour road trip,
get the trailer lined up first, because we're not gonna walk those emus forever.
The Pols are ready to launch their avian rescue mission.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Pol.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Pol. I'm Randy.
Randy?
Yeah. And I'm Anne-Marie Rogers. We spoke on the phone. Yes.
After Randy's father, Roger, passed, she and Anne were left with a flock of birds and no way to take care of them.
I was at a loss as to who would take on all of these birds.
Last resort would have been to take them to a shelter and have them euthanized, which I never wanted to do.
Roger's favorite feathered friends were a pair of emus named George and Gracie.
These birds were Roger's passion, and they're about 22, 23 years old.
Oh, yeah. Emus can easily get up to 35 years of age. Biggest problem is, like it happened here, that these birds outlive the owner.
Let me go in first. I don't know how tame they are, but normally I can do something with them.
We were surprised to see that the emus were in quite a large pen.
Let me see what they can do and how tame they are.
And they had not been handled the way ours had been handled.
Hi, girls.
I don't know. It's going to be sort of a roundup.
Come on.
I think that's going to be the toughest part of our day here.
Holy cow. You guys stay out.
Emus can kick as hard as a horse almost.
That's enough.
They have a very strong breastbone. That's what they fight with. They do actually a chest bump.
Doc's rescue mission turns into a featherweight bout.
Holy Moses.
Randy.
Randy.
Yeah. And I'm Anne-Marie.
The Pols are on a mission to rescue 2 emus.
Let me go in first.
We were surprised to see that the emus were in quite a large pen.
Let me see what they can do and how tame they are.
Emus are definitely not weak.
You guys stay out.
They have some muscle to them, for sure.
Emus may be flightless, but they're far from defenseless.
Emus can kick as hard as a horse almost.
With super sharp claws that can inflict serious damage.
Okay, Charles, bring the tarp. Catch him in there.
For the safety of both friend and fowl, Doc decides to use a tarp.
The tarp is just to have it in between people so that they cannot just run by you.
They're gonna see that as a wall that they can't get through.
We gotta go this way. They're getting scared. Slow down.
Emus have body language.
The male is really scared.
When you stand up straight, that means they're looking up because there's danger. When you bend over,
okay, walk up a little. More people now.
They catch that body language and they say, oh, everything is all right, and they quit running.
Okay, walk up this way.
I think it's quite impressive to see the way
Careful.
Jan can look at the animal and kind of gauge what the animal is going to do.
It's okay now, it's okay.
If you watch animals, you can know how to catch them the easiest.
Come on, okay, move in.
Move right.
Hey, bring them back. They won't hurt you.
At upwards of 90 pounds,
Hang on.
these Aussie natives shouldn't be taken lightly.
Watch it, watch it.
They can get very wild.
Hey, cool it.
They are very strong, and they can hurt. And it was kind of risky and scary.
I got a sock here.
There, good job.
When you put a sock over their head and they can't see, they will not run as fast or try to get away from you.
Wow, he's a high kicker.
They can still kick.
Holy cow.
And that's not all.
They have a very strong breastbone. That's what they fight with. When they fight with each other, they jump up. They do actually a chest bump. And the whole secret is you hold on to that big bone in their chest. And yes,
that's enough.
They'll jump up and down, they kick, but you got them.
Don't kick me. This was the hard part, Charles.
Yeah.
I think the other birds will be easier.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
With the 2 big birds in hand,
Hi, guys.
time to scoop the rest of the flock. But these birds are too game for the hook.
Yeah, this hook is too big for them.
They will have to be rescued by hand.
It's hard to catch birds. You gotta have quick reactions.
I got 2 already.
Oh, you're good.
And, you know, my dad knows how to handle them.
I got a big one.
So, I mean, he caught the majority of them. I don't think I could have done it like he did.
Let's keep going.
Not in the time he did.
I got you, I got you.
He's been working with animals for like 50 years. That's how he's got so good.
More cages and more birds.
In under 2 hours, Doc and the team rescue almost 40 birds.
We've always had a bunch of birds.
You got one.
So now we're gonna have these peacocks and turkeys at our house too.
That's the last one?
That's the last one.
Wow.
Awesome.
I'd like to think that where my dad is, he's beaming down light because he must be really happy that his beloved birds are going to Dr. Pol. Mom, he wrangled George all by himself.
The emu?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is not the first wild emu I catch.
She wanted them to go to a place that she knew they would be loved and well taken care of.
Then I'll give it a hug.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We'll take care of them.
And so it was kind of like passing on the legacy from her father to someone else that really cared about him.
Yeah. No, those emus will have a good home.
Honestly, I don't think there's no other place better for the birds than Dr. Pol.
It's wheels up. Doc hits the road. Earlier, Dr. Emily treated a newborn.
That's not good.
Too weak to even stand.
Basically a floppy or flaccid lamb. Their muscles just aren't contracting. They're not very strong. Ew. I think she had some trauma. I'm thinking maybe the head was maybe just a tad big for the pelvis and they had to do some squeezing. I'm gonna give her kind of our bag treatment for weak babies. Any baby animal I feel for. I don't like to see one hit the ground and not thrive immediately.
The lamb had a precarious start.
There you go, kid.
Thanks to Dr. Emily, he sprung back into health.
Within a few days, it was trying to stand up, walk, and get around, so that was a really nice thing.
You getting tired?
I'm very happy that it's running around, being happy.
Huh, you're a mess.
I'm already attached to that little lamb.
I'm really excited that this lamb is coming back and is doing better. I think it has a much better prognosis.
By early evening, the Pols make it home with their new feathered friends.
It's been a long day. It's been wet, tiring, and kind of scary at times.
Hi, guys. Welcome to your new home, you little twerps.
The barn will be a temporary roost for the birds until they relocate to the Pols Lake House.
You know, I'm in there every day, Charles is in there every day, and it makes it a lot nicer for them so that they see more people walking around, and that way they get a lot tamer.
That's all of them, all right? Yep. Okay, so the emus can come out.
It was a little bit of an adventure to capture those birds.
You can walk with me and talk with me. No, that's far enough. You're going this way. No, you don't have to jump.
Just gives you a kind of a warm feeling inside that you know that you're doing something good to help the animals, and it's rewarding.
Get him off.
Okay, come on, buddy. Okay, that's good.
We got them in the pen, the sun is setting.
I think they're going to be happy here.
After a couple weeks.
Yeah.
They're a little bit skeptical, but I'm hoping over time they begin to realize who I am and come around and we become friends.
Let's go. Let them be in peace for tonight.
It's late afternoon, but Dr. Brenda is still kicking up some dust. At Myron's, a first-time mom is in the battle of her life.
This calving for Myron is an emergency problem. This heifer has got a calf in it. His feet and nose are all here together. The calf is coming sort of all at one time.
A fatal abnormality that can kill both mom and calf.
We'd like to save them both, but possibilities we won't. At least we can save the cow, maybe.
Dr. Brenda is on a life and death emergency call.
This heifer has got a calf in it. Feet and nose are all here together. The legs are bent, so the heifer can't push the calf out.
The calf has been trapped for hours.
In order to get the baby out, she's gonna have to lay over. Often with these heifers, when they've had a calving that's lasted a long time, they're not making any progress with it. A lot of times these calves are dead. Okay, let's let her stay for here and we'll see what we can do with her.
A dead calf becomes toxic, threatening the life of the mother. The sooner it's out, the more likely the cow will survive.
What I find is there is a huge calf coming out of a small heifer. There's not enough room hardly to even try to get the chain passed up onto the other foot. I'm literally pushing the chain on this calf with one finger because that's all I can get in between everything that's here.
There's only room for one chain on one hoof.
So I'm gonna hope by pulling on the leg we have, that will help bring the other foot out enough we can get a chain on that one and help us. Once we get the chain placed, we can get the feet pulled out a little bit, replace our chains into a better pulling configuration, and then get the jack attached to that and work the calf out.
With the extra leverage
Hold still, cow.
and a ton of elbow grease,
Push the hips out and you'll be done.
the calf is pulled free.
I always hope that they're gonna be live. Yeah, this baby's dead.
Yeah, I think so.
No heartbeat. It does not surprise me that this one is dead. I'm pretty sure Myron wasn't surprised because of the fact that it had been partially delivered for several hours. Let's see if there's anybody else in there. I hope not, but we'll see. His concern is, can we get the heifer up? There is no other calf in here.
Good.
Okay. Then we're gonna hope she gets up. Whether that happens today, like right this minute or not, I'm not sure. I think if I was a betting person, I'd say she can't get up. I'm gonna give her some meds to help with the swelling and the pressure since she's had the baby. The calf is large, and having it in the pelvis for a long time presses on the obturator nerves that run the back legs of the cow. All right, let's let her sit here for a few minutes and just recuperate from all her trauma. We're really concerned about, does she have feeling and can she use her back end? There's not much more than time and TLC for her at this point. There you go, there you go. Oh, careful, careful. I'm actually quite surprised that she got herself up. Just take a minute. She walks oddly, which I'm not surprised about. I'm just really happy that she's on her feet. Come on there, babes. Myron and I decided to put her back out in the field. Get out there, just be careful on the mud. So she would have better footing than being on the slippery cement. Myron, I'm gonna go.
All right, I thank you very much.
Yep. The bad news is we had a dead calf. The good news is the heifer got up, which was questionable when we got done with the calving. KNSC 707, level 3 to base. Go ahead. So we can move forward from here.
After a few touch-and-go weeks, Probie has won her battle against the deadly parvovirus.
Probie's doing wonderful. We were so happy that she finally made that corner, and she's doing great now. Where'd it go? Probie means probationary firefighter. My husband is captain on the fire department, and she's the unofficial mascot. The guys love her. Occasionally she goes on a run. She's playful. She's just like a little puppy that's never been sick.
Hey guys, Dad, can you come out and look at my emus for me?
Yeah, let's do that.
I want to come too.
As long as you don't scare them.
I don't scare anybody.
I know you do. Charles wants us to take a look at his emus. That's not his emus. They're our emus.
The emu's been here for about a month, and I think that they've settled in incredibly well.
Hey. Hi, buddy.
They're fantastic. They're funny birds. They're like little velociraptors in there. They just walk the perimeter, checking the fence, the integrity, just checking for weaknesses. Pretty dinosaurific to me.
I think they gained weight, you know that?
They have gained
Oh,
weight.
yeah.
Yeah.
They are much more friendly than when we first got them,
Yeah, that too.
I'm happy that we could give these emus a home.
I think they like it here.
A few months back, Dr. Brenda treated a ewe with a prolapsed uterus. She's now sheared and in shape.
She never moved at all for a day or so, but then she got up and she's just been going and eating, and she's a handful. We're gonna still go ahead and breed her this fall. It's a blessing to have her alive today.